20.
We got his bio. We got his bio.
Robert.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
If you're listening to the sound of my voice, that means God made a way for you. Guess what? If you're in your right mind, he made a way for you. And if you got $1 in your bank account, he made a way. And guess what? If you ain't got nothing in your bank account, he is still making a way. This is your main man, Action Jackson, and you're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It is Tamara Fair's favorite day of the week. It is Friday. And listen, I was so excited it was Friday. I was going to take off today. But I'm like, we got some great guests in the building, so I got to pull up. And you know, it's always our aim to send you back better than you came right here on the Brunch Bunch. So as Charmaine from Uncle Remus always says, call your friends and your frenemies and tell them to tune in to the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390.
Fabulous.
So, Jarrell, play only like 2 commercials. Let's go right into this interview.
Oh, you want to use the in the raw or what's going on?
What's going on? No, you can do it in the raw.
The outspoken.
We'll do what's going on with
Go to
Larry.
Facebook and share.
Oh, Monica coming with us.
Monica Ward.
Might be.
Her ETA show does.
That's my girl.
I just get on my page.
What up? What up? We got
Yeah.
the house.
Look,
We got the great Robert Ferguson.
Go to beatqueez.com
Got
and
Larry in
get
the
your
corner.
favorite
What's
fragrance
up? What's
today.
up?
That's
He on timeout.
QUEES.
that's right.
Hey, get back over there. You on timeout.
Right
You on
now.
timeout.
It's a whole lot of money in the room right
There's a
now.
whole lot of money in the room right now. Turn that down some.
Ready to experience
And then make sure after today y'all don't play this commercial.
Are you feeling it?
No, the event tomorrow.
Say
Y'all
how you feel about the commercial.
it's nice. Oh yeah, I thought it was a little Spanish for a second.
No, that's what they asked for.
That was the
That's
dude.
the Jamaican.
Not Jamaican, African.
Ghanaian. Like that. Now I'm feeling like I need to. I don't want to be looking like I'm giving you no lap dance.
What's
Too close.
the name, bro? Send them, text them to me. Hey, Marcel.
I'm like, I thought I was throwing it out. Hey, E, you know Eric, the soup, my sugar. He said, man, tell your barber quick, yo. I'm like,
I'm so rude. Listen, this is Robert. He's from California. Robert is a celebrity nutrition.
Okay.
He's been featured on every show. Good Morning America.
Hey, we're going to
Steve
go 40
Harvey
seconds.
show. I mean,
So you LA?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I'm in music professionally as well. So man, everybody that's somebody. Both my nephews play out there. One of my nephews played for Cleveland. My other nephew played for Elevate. They live in LA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We'll talk. I get your card.
Yeah,
25, Marcel, 25.
Know all the guys.
Yeah, I work with Chuck D. You know Chuck D.
20 seconds.
oh yeah.
20 seconds.
Chuck's been my guy for years.
Okay.
Me and Flav were supposed to write a cookbook.
Okay.
Play.
Supposed to.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
What a cookbook, right?
We're going to be some flavor in there.
Right.
Weeds.
Yeah, that's gonna go viral.
Go on
We
there.
need cookbook.
Go on there.
Well, of course, I'm not Tamara Fair, but today on the Brunch Bunch, we're excited to welcome back our weekly wellness voice. That's none other than my main man, Frank Kimbrough, continuing his mission to transform health in our communities through test-based nutrition and education. Today, he's bringing along a very special guest, Robert Ferguson, all the way from the great state of California, LA, founder of Diet Free Life. Robert is a nationally recognized nutritionist, best-selling author, former pro athlete, and U.S. Marine whose evidence-based approach to weight loss and healthy living has helped millions, from advising Fortune 50 companies, Fortune 500 companies, to serving on National Health Task Force. Robert is dedicated to empowering people to take control of their health without, now this is my favorite part, without dieting. Let's give a warm welcome to Frank and Robert.
Look at you, we get big Robert off for that one, man.
So, back me up. And Robert, as you know, that is the hardest part in trying to be healthy. When you tell somebody you got to diet, you only can eat A, B, and C, and they like, all right, they send you a picture of the salad, and they done ate an Italian beef on the side, you know?
Right.
So welcome to the Brunch Bunch, man. Frank, you know, Frank is like the godfather of business, right? He knows everybody, and anybody who's doing something good, Frank knows them, and he knows how to maneuver. So whenever Frank says something, I listen. So Frank, what's up? What you got to say?
Listen to him. Because of him, right? make it real simple. I'm really excited to have Robert here today because I follow the science, right? I'm not a person that just believes just go with the trends. I follow the science. I believe in everything being clinical based. When you put in your body, and when I met Robert down in Houston, I said, we have got to do some huge things together, and that's what we've been doing. We here this weekend. He was flown in by Aziz Muhammad for the national conference for the martial arts for the Nation of Islam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he'll have opportunity to spend some time with Minister Farrakhan as well.
I'm pulling up. Robert, take me with you.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm excited about it.
So he'll be speaking on main stage today at 4:00 and sharing health with the believers over at the Nation. And I told him, you got to come, you got to meet, come over here to iHeart. And he was, he didn't give no complaints to it. He's just happy to be here. And I'm just happy to have him here. He's definitely a good, solid brother.
Before we hop in with Robert, I just want the believers I want you to answer this question.
Yes.
How do your missions align? Because you both in help, but how is this synergy going to help the people?
Well, we align through Zazino, the test-based nutrition, the test. When I saw his passion was equal with mine, and when I saw what it is that he was doing, it was like, man, it was like day one. And we've been talking every day since, and that was over a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And it never get old. Conversation never get old.
So, Robert, for those unfamiliar, what exactly is the diet-free life methodology, and how is it different from the typical diet culture we see today?
Well, thanks for the question, and thank you for having me on the show. And we are in the alignment frame in a lot of ways. But we want to make a difference in our communities, right? Get people healthier. So the diet-free life methodology was founded because I watched my mom go through the yo-yos of dieting, right? So I grew up in Indiana, and I watched her go through the battles of losing 100 pounds and you get excited, but then gaining it back and you get sad.
Gaining 200 pounds,
Exactly.
So I'm bigger than what I started at.
Exactly. So most of us can relate to that.
Yeah.
And then, years go forward. In 1995, I decided that I wanted to throw myself into this space and create something that would meet people where they are. And meeting someone where they are means you're meeting them culturally, psychosocially, economically. So you got to be able to eat foods that you like to eat, but eat them in a healthier way that you can get results. Right? So if you want top ramen, I show you how to make it healthier. But if you want wild salmon, we can do that too.
Gotcha. I like that. And in 1995, so you're not new to this. You true to this.
Yeah, right.
We got a 30th year right
We got a bunch of health gurus. They've been in the 30 days. They're trying to tell you what to do, and they don't know what they're doing. But 1995, 30 years, you are, making it happen. So Frank, you often talk about test-based nutrition. Can you explain how this complements Robert's approach and why combining these philosophies is especially important for Black men and women's health?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think I want Robert to answer that question.
Okay.
Because I think that, because it's naturally his approach.
Yeah.
But mine is pretty systematic. I believe in health is S&S, simple, stupid. I think we have complicated, by all the different people say you need this, you need that. Then you get confused. Then you wonder why you're not getting results. But we don't guess, we test. So Robert,
I like that. We don't guess, we test.
Right.
And I would say that's really the first thing that brought us together is because test-based nutrition is based on knowing that what you're taking or putting into your body is working, right? So think of all the people who are buying supplements, probiotics, multivitamins, etc., but they have no science or any proof that it's actually helping them. Whereas this product that we're making available to people, we know because it's all based on a test.
Yeah.
And once you know, and you can do something about it.
You're not throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks.
Exactly.
You are testing the people to know what they need. And I'm a customer and a product of it, and God is good. and I feel good. And I don't want people to do it the way I did it because I didn't take the test first. I just started taking the product. But I knew something was working because I'm like, wait a minute, I've got a little more energy. I'm feeling better. I lost a lot of little weight. My skin is clearer. Things are beginning to change that hadn't changed all my life. So only difference was the balance oil, Zeno. Yeah. So
I think Tamara says it best, one shot of health.
One shot of health. I love it. So Robert, you work with celebrities, athletes, and everyday people. What's the most common misconception people have about getting healthy?
That you have to give up the foods that you love. that you can't stop at a McDonald's or you can't go and eat some pork ribs. Again, when you meet somebody where they are, you just show them how to make it work for them. Right?
Yeah.
So look at all the truck drivers. I mean, they're not at home able to cook a nice, healthy meal.
Right.
So they have to count on drive-thrus. They have to count on getting something that's quick and easy. But there's a way to eat it in a healthier way. Now, one of the things we were talking about, Frank, is the balance oil. It helps with preventing oxidation in the body, like what they call free radicals. That leads to cancer and a lot of negative and inflammation, which is the chronic challenge that everybody's experiencing. Well, if you take a shot of that, like if I was going to go to McDonald's, which I don't go often, but if I was, then I'm going to take a shot of balance oil and then go eat the garbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I say that just being funny. So I'm not saying it's garbage if you just got to eat something.
Well, you know, the truth lives beyond anything else. Well, I'm going to tell you something funny. I was thinking about McDonald's. I was hanging with a wealthy black man, and I thought I was doing something. I said, you want to go do lunch? And we were going past McDonald's. You want some McDonald's? I don't eat no McDonald's. He was like, yeah, I do want McDonald's. I'm like, you eat McDonald's? He was like, yeah, 3 times a week. I'm like, okay, well, that's your choice. Eat it. I just don't choose to. And it's not always healthy, but you're telling people how to balance it out. So you're not saying just don't do it, because that may be your only option, right?
Exactly. Well, if you think, you know who Bobby Bonilla is?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bobby struggled with his weight when he played professional baseball. And then he saw me on TV. We connected. We met at a Cheesecake Factory. Had our first meeting. And then after that, he goes to In-N-Out Burger, which is popular like in California. Right. So when he gets there, he texts me and says, hey, I'm at In-N-Out Burger. Now, most dietitians and nutritionists will say, get out of there.
Yeah.
I came back to him and I said, do you want French fries? And he says, yeah. So at that point, I said, get the lettuce wrap. So he didn't have the bread, because the fries trump the bread. So learning how to combine food like that makes it healthier, optimize blood sugar, and puts you in a place where you're not gaining weight, and you're in a place where you can actually drop some body fat if that's what you want.
You are probably the first person, I think everybody in here can say, this is the first person I've heard say something like that. Most health gurus, dietitians, nutritionists say, don't get the fries, don't get that, eat grass. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm going to get the fries after this. Because it ain't always just smoothies and wheatgrass shots and all that. You're teaching people how to, because the reality is, we may not admit that we're doing it to our nutritionist, to our health consultant, but we're doing it, you know.
Somebody's doing it. Look at the stock market.
Right.
And then look at the sales, right? So let's talk numbers. Are there any recent stats or success stories from Diet-Free Life or the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise movement that really stand out?
Well, you know, Zeno, I can tell you right now, we're approaching close to 2 million tests. So we probably have we have the largest independent test of omega-3 probably in the world right now. And in 120 days, you'll be able to see 100% improvement from your previous test if you are taking the product consistently every single day. And we have that documented by the #1 scientific laboratory in the world, VITAS. This is Oswald. So definitely, these tests are constantly going, and we're really excited because we also, you know, we have a vitamin D test, we have an A1C test, but we're really thrilled that in October we'll be launching our gut test.
Oh wow!
So we have a lot of amazing things that's happening, and that is trending. In fact, even if you go and look at the stocks right now, it tells a story. When something good is happening, stocks are going up. If something bad is happening,
they go down.
But I'll tell you, if your stocks go from $6 to right now, it's at $30 in less than 2 years, you must be doing something right.
Got to be doing something right. People lie, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie.
People do.
So Frank, from your work in the community, and both of you can answer this, what have you seen as the biggest barrier to long-term health among the populations you serve? I know one of them is not knowing how to eat right? So what do you see?
You know, my pet peeve right now, because I've worked with every ethnic group you can think of, is the Black community. I'm so frustrated with the Black community that every once in a while I just have moments where I'm ready to turn my back on them. And then someone gives me hope. But I do have Black women, Black communities that are being successful. But when you reach out to churches and you see that the churches don't want to be part of the solution, it just breaks my heart. But then again, I've had moments like when I was with Dr. Frederick Price. He loved the whole idea. Unfortunately, we lost him during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I would like to see the Black church get more involved. And I think working with Frank, and he has a lot of connections, that's something that we could potentially do. And through the church being a community, then I think we can make that change. And because it's all about nutrition education.
Yeah. And that is the Black church has been the staple of our community since the beginning of time, right?
Yeah.
And so I think we should have more health ministry.
Yeah, and I wanna double back on that, because I could just go by the numbers, right? When we test people that are in the church arena, their numbers are somewhere in the African American averaging about 30 to 1. Now you should have a 3-to-1 ratio. Their numbers is 31. When we test the Nation of Islam, that their belief how to eat to live, their numbers 7-to-1, 8-to-1, and some of them even actually the only person I've ever seen that was 3-to-1 was from the Nation of Islam.
Wow. And
because they eat to live.
That says a lot.
We live the Black churches live to eat. All right?
Love to eat.
Okay. Listen, they do a funeral and the repast food is gonna kill you just as quick as the person dead in the casket.
You're gonna join them a little quicker now, fat backs and all that. I mean, and education is key. I believe you change the brain, you change the behavior.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys are doing. You're changing the brain because you're educating the community.
Right. And that's the one thing I love about the test is that they give you they give you the results, and your results doesn't just tell you to take the balance oil. It actually gives you every detail on your diet, your exercise, and everything you need. So I think that we are not educated, and that's the lack of education because of us, right?
Yeah.
And they say, they've been saying this for years. Anything you want to keep from Black folks,
put it in a book.
And because we're not gonna read it, we got to invest in our health and take the time out. Research. Don't just let somebody listen. I tell people, listen, Google AI what it is that we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to Google and AI. Don't take my word for it. Do your own independent research.
And I would say the other challenge that we have in our community is that we're at a place where people count on physicians to give them all the answers. And your average physician has no knowledge of nutrition. And when that's the case, it just is not a good thing.
Yeah. So Robert, and you guys, and I'm listening. I know somebody listening right now to I'm loving what these brothers are talking about. I want to connect with them. If you want to connect with Frank and Robert, all you got to do is text iHeart to 312-530-8505. Text iHeart to 312-530-8505. Connect with him. Frank answers. He's not like me. Y'all pray for me. But Frank gonna answer the phone. He gonna text back and but it'll be connected. So Robert, for someone listening today who's tired of the cycle of weight loss and gain, because that's a cycle, right? It's like the mice on the wheel, just going around and around. What's the first step to a real sustainable change?
Man.
Texting you.
Well, this test is mind blowing. I mean, when I first discovered this test, after being in the space for over 28 years, I couldn't go to sleep. Literally, I felt like there's something like it's scary because it opens up a real opportunity for everybody to be at their healthiest.
Right.
Because most of us look at health as what we look like on the outside, and there's quite a few people look a certain way, but yet they're dying on the inside.
Yeah.
And the test will open up your eyes. And so people listening would go, well, if the test is that important, why is my doctor not doing the test? Because they're not trained on the test.
Yeah.
I mean, I have over 30 physicians that are my clients right now. And all of what Frank talks about and what I'm talking about, this test, was new information to them.
Oh, yeah.
So the game can change, but you have to take responsibility for your own health. And I would say everybody start with the test.
Well, that's why they call it a medical practice. Because they practice it. They still learning, I'm like, I always joke, I say, people will trust whatever the doctor say. They give you 10 pills to take. They're going to take them. But as soon as you say, just drink this smoothie or take this and do that, they don't want to do it. Stuff that's grown from the earth. They don't want to take the test-based. But Frank introduced me to test-based nutrition about 10 years ago. We went to Dallas, and after I learned, everything I learned 10 years ago, I do now. 100 ounces of water, 8 hours of sleep. Not just taking medicine to take these nutrition, not knowing, but to know that you're deficient in this area and you up that versus just taking a multivitamin off the market or fish oil that's not as great as Zenzino Balance Oil because they put the polyphenols back in it.
Look
Look,
at-
look
look
at- you know,
Good stuff. I'm gonna wait to
yeah,
see.
when you know the truth, when you are exposed to the truth. See, don't give me the preaching
practiced that
because
word.
I'm gonna want look all week I knew that was coming. I was like, polyphenol. But when God shows you the light, you got to walk into the light. And,
Right.
Faith without works is dead, but we got to work our faith.
Yeah.
And so where we fail is when God gives it to us, we don't practice what He has given us.
Right.
So you brothers are giving us the truth, and I want the listeners to connect with Frank and Robert. If you're interested in learning more, all you have to do is text iHeart to 312-530-8505. That's 312-530-8505. Frank will make sure you get the test. He'll make sure you get whatever products, and Robert can consult you on how to not put your burger on the bun, but put it in the lettuce wrap and eat the fries too, and we're going to still lose a little weight, right? So listen, thank you, Frank and Robert, for joining us on the Brunch Line. We appreciate it. You know, you're going to call Frank. You're going to connect with this dream team right here, and your testimony is going to be he worked it out. It's the Tommy's Reunion Choir. He worked it out right here on the Brunch Line. All right.
You got a test, didn't you?
I got some stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I told my
Yep.
brother.
Now, have you done your retest?
I always forget. Every Friday, Frank come. I know.
But you gotta work out too, don't you?
Yeah, you gotta work out a
You
little
gotta
bit.
work out. So, cause y'all was talking stuff that he want to hear. Wait a
They're
minute,
all
he's
together.
fries.
Right. I'm like, wait a minute. But I thought you were 4 miles away.
But
You know?
hey, now watch this. When the more you work out, the more omega 3 you burn.
Okay.
So that's why Hulk
Oh,
is dead.
Yeah.
That's why you look at the NBA players, the NFL players, all of them. None of them living to be past 70. Yeah, because I took it with me last time.
I don't know.
So with me, like
I work out because
see,
I'm losing, but I don't want to be.
But see, I still play all sports now. I might be in my 50s, but I still play
Oh,
basketball,
good job.
baseball,
Well,
the whole
Huh?
man, right here, we ready to roll. We out of here. We out.
Well, that's okay. I got the mic too. So, yeah, I kind of, but Frank, they taught me when we was out there,
Yeah.
100 ounces of water and 8 hours of sleep, you'll start losing weight without. So I make sure I drink 100.
I say, if I can figure out sleep, I'll be good.
We got something for that.
No, I'm just saying, my brain don't shut off, man.
We got some. We got something for that.
Listen, I go to sleep, I dream about working.
It's all natural. It's called Beaver. It's saffron.
Okay.
It's a natural saffron. It's called Beaver.
I don't have a problem sleeping.
You know,
What's
It
that
shut your
brain
brain out.
sleep?
It does.
Shut
About
your
5
brain.
hours,
it
man.
shut down your. Just give me a call.
Maybe 6 hours is the most I can get, but
Give me a
I'm
call.
gonna take pictures.
All
I
right.
will.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
All right.
Later.
All right, I'm going, man.
I'm
See y'all
all
next
at you,
week.
man.
Yeah. Forgot about this song.
Yeah,
Man, I forgot about this song, man. I just talked to Darius the other day, too.
Oh yeah, you was on the production or something?
Huh?
You was on the production of that song or something?
No, I forgot about this song. This is like a nice song that's not played off.
Oh yeah.
And I was saying, I talked to Darius for about an hour the other day. He called me, man. So this called, that song, he worked it out, right?
Yeah. Tommy's Reunion, yeah.
Yeah.
Who is Darius?
Darius Brooks.
Oh, okay. Oh, I heard that name.
Yeah, Darius Brooks. He's the one that wrote So I Cried Till You Tell Me.
Right.
He's over the Tommy's Reunion.
Okay.
He was the one that wrote all them songs, man, back in the day.
I heard that name.
Him and Percy Bay and all of them guys.
GQ Gentlemen, located at 7149 South State Street, right here in Chicago. Whether it's for church, prom, weddings, or
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
great. How are you?
Why you be always having on the best outfits?
Thank you.
How you doing? Good to see you. Just
Good to see you
don't
as
play
well.
no house music
I'm
today.
telling you, because it goes there.
Hey, what's up, bro? Good to see you again, man. Yes, sir.
Chicago's finest get suited and booted.
Wait a minute, Chicago Finest gets suited. Say more about this.
You
Would
endorse
you
me.
rather be caught off
Every
guard
time
or be in control? Safety isn't optional, it's a necessity. That's why we trust Secure Home and Automation, the experts in life safety and security.
It's around the corner. I'll
Right
take it.
now, Secure Home and Automation is offering an exclusive deal for new customers. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 866-447.
Thank you so much for your partnership.
Oh, definitely.
I've actually been trying to do this with you since.
You know, I just kind of,
take control of your safety. That's 866
in this space, I just kind of feel a way about the whole shop talk thing. Not because it's not good to do, but my thing about it is that, like, what now? Like, what's
the
next?
follow-up?
Because people want to do the whole shop talk thing, but we're in the barbershop talking. But then, what else are y'all doing after that? Same thing, like when I told Father Flavor, I said, man, you sitting up here stopping up the expressway. I said, well, where y'all marching to? So why don't you partner with somebody to then say, hey, man, all right, we just did this shop talk, but now I can put you in barber school, I can put you in automotive school, I can put you in this, I can put something, man. What I put you in so on and so forth. So that's my whole thing. And when he called me about it, I kind of expressed that to him. I'm like, man, whatever I need to do to make sure y'all good. So I think then probably wasn't the right time, but now it's the right time to do it. I'm all for it, man. I think it's gonna be really dope.
I think it's gonna be. I was working
All right,
this
Larry,
morning.
come on up. If I would have known you was there, I could have took the day off. You could have been there.
It's funny because I was just thinking I was going to tell him, man, we work so good together, bro. Like we compliment each other so much, man.
Man, don't you take my mic today? Where's my mic?
Listen. Stop playing with me. Because I came back and gave you your mic. I was like, they left the mic on me. I'm gonna return it.
Oh,
That's
That's what you pay them for.
I know.
Make sure people don't leave with your equipment.
Just as like Commissioner took out, I said, well, why you didn't go get it?
we got 20 seconds, Marcel. 20 seconds.
And took it to us. I was like, they're gonna come down and look for this.
It's an evening that promises to uplift and inspire.
So we're gonna start in the Hillbrain Mountain because we got good time.
That's the website hpuc.org.
I'm like Freddie, I stay
We're going in.
Where's the action, Jackson? I'll tell you what's going on.
So what's going on is we have 3 powerhouse community leaders making waves across Cook County, state of Illinois, Chicago, and actually the country. And that's none other than Commissioner Tara Stamps, who's back with us, continuing her mission to uplift and advocate for mental health through initiatives like the amazing Shop Talk series that she created, where real conversations are happening in real spaces. She's joined by Larry Roberts Jr., he is a friend of the Brunch. He is no stranger. He is one of our guest co-hosts from time to time. He's the founder of Larry's Barber College, who's transforming lives through education, mentorship, and second chances in the barbering industry. And rounding out the conversation is our amazing Cook County Clerk, Monica Gordon, a dynamic public servant focused on civic engagement, community access, and strengthening public trust. Let's give a warm brunch welcome to these 3 amazing dynamic people. Commissioner Stamps, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back.
You know, anytime we have the West Side finest in the building, I'm excited. West Side. Larry, sorry. South
Just don't
side.
play no house music.
Oh, I actually.
Why does he keep threatening that?
I actually outside the footwork a little, Well, let's just start there. Congratulations. You did something historic yesterday. You helped to officially make August Footwork. Am I saying Footwork Month?
Footwork Appreciation Month.
Footwork Appreciation Month. Let's give it up for Commissioner Towers. And shout out to my bro Jeremy Young, who was instrumental in helping to lead that charge.
Great.
And I told Jeremy that footworking started on the West Side, Larry, just so you know.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
in case you didn't know.
Okay.
So we clear. It started on the West Side. But Larry, you and the commissioner together, and you got brother Jimmy with you. We are making some amazing things. So, Commissioner Stamps, for those just tuning in who don't know, can you explain what Shop Talk is, how it started, and why it's so vital for Black men and young people in our community?
Absolutely. So, Shop Talk, the acronym stands for Sharing Hope and Overcoming Pressure. And so, what some people know, many people know, is that prior to this role as an elected official, I was a classroom teacher for over 2 decades. And post-COVID, I saw the decline, and then I started to see the mental health decline, first and foremost in my own children who were going off to school, who were collegiates. And then what kind of was the straw for me is one of the students that I taught, who was a 5th grader in 8th grade, hung himself. And so I was like, our children in the middle of a mental health crisis. And I really focused on the boys initially because Black boys ages 12 through 24 is the highest growing age bracket of suicide. And young men, particularly our boys, are raised in a way, right, that they don't cry, that they don't tell, that they don't talk. So it's a whole lot of don'ts relative to young men growing up. And so I am just of the mind that rage does one or two things. It implodes or it explodes, right? So our children are killing themselves, hence suicide, and each other, homicide. So we have the highest suicide rates and some of the highest homicide rates, and no one was drawing a connection to any of this. And so as I was talking about it in Cook County, there's just so much bureaucracy that happens when you identify a situation. That's not to say that they don't receive that there's a real issue. It just, for me, it was taking too long to get from identifying it as a crisis to actually doing something. And so what I remember very well from just being a woman that always went to hair salons and having 2 boys is that the barber shop had a like an innate safety, and it just created conversation where young men were able to go to barbershops and have conversations from anything as benign as sports to something as critical as investments and businesses. And so similarly with beauty salons. And so my vision and initiative was just to leverage the traditional and or historic safety of the barber beauty shop experience and just infuse it with a mental health focus. So in the Shop Talk experience, not only do we have mental health professionals on staff, we also have a relationship with Collaborative Bridges, so that once young people identify that it might be something beyond our control, we have a warm handoff. In addition to that, my trusted adults like Jim and my some of the therapists, beauty salon owners, barbershop owners, I partnered with NAMI so that they could become mental health first aid trained.
That's what I was going to ask.
So they're certified mental health in that they can take the conversation, they can elevate the conversation to hearing it differently and interacting with young people or any people differently based on what they're hearing. And then saying, hey, this is the intervention for that. And we got organizations. Donald Dew has been instrumental in that. I got 2 sisters out of Oak Park that have been instrumental in terms of being licensed clinicians. You may know Brother Khalid Scott. He kicked it off with me. So I've always had clinicians involved, educators involved, and people who I just felt were trusted adults in our community.
So I was going to say that, and one of the things, look at me trying to get some legislation going, right? I'm like, one of the things
that's next.
I think we should be funding the barbershops and the barbers who are willing to take that training. Now, because we've been in the barbershop, and I've heard some bad advice being given by the barber. Just like some mamas give you bad advice, some fathers, so to incentivize all the barbers to want to be trained so they could be given that good advice and then the warm handoff. So, Larry, as someone who's been deeply involved in community uplift through Larry's Barber College, what role have barbershops played in offering safe spaces for these critical conversations around manhood, trauma, and healing?
Okay, so that's a good question. I've been cutting hair for 39 years.
And you look 35.
I've been in business for 33 of those years. I've had a barbershop, and it's very, very instrumental. It's like it should be the safe haven for the communities, right? Commissioner Stamps had reached out, some time ago and wanted to kind of do the Shop Talk thing. And not that I didn't want to do it, but my thing about it is that, okay, where does it go after this, right? After the conversation, then what? And I often run into a lot of people who, they just want to have the conversation, or they just want to do things for, for pro se, if you will, or for the status quo, but not having any answers afterward, right? So, when she reached out and was like, hey, let's partner together, I respect everything that she do. She's very astute and very knowledgeable, classroom stuff, what I'm saying?
Smart woman.
Smart. Do you hear me? So I did my research, right? And I was like, I think that this will be a great time to work along with So that way we can kind of figure out. At the press conference yesterday, I always say we have to be careful that we don't allow our gift to take us to a place that our character cannot handle. Yeah. So being in a certain mental space, meaning that you will be able to then make sure your character aligns with the, your gift, so to speak, right? So being able to say, okay, once we get these things in order, then we can work on you going to barber school or cosmetology or esthetician or nail school or automotive and HVAC and appliance repair school or wherever else that leads you after that fact. So, I want to be as instrumental as I possibly can in that space.
So, Larry, I'm glad you said that. And, of course, we have another dynamic elected official. First of all, I'm going to just make her a West Side. I don't know. Look, I'm like, wait. That's what I thought. Look, I'm like, I'm going to make her. I had to confirm in my mind. I'm like, I was about to say, we got the best elected officials on the West Side. I'm like, well, let me just make sure. I'm going to verify. Right. Well, we do have the best elected officials on the West Side. Sorry, Larry. Don't be hating. Move out west, man. I got a house for you on my block. So, Clerk Monica Gordon, how do you see civic leaders and local government collaborating with initiatives like Shop Talk to promote mental wellness and public trust across Cook County?
Well, I think events such as the one that Commissioner Tara Stamps is doing Sunday, Shop Talk, is a way to engage the public, have this conversation, activities, and really do things together. Yeah. It brings inclusiveness. It allows everybody. It's kind of like with the National Night Out that they do with the policemen in the community. It's about bonding, coming together, being able to honestly talk about your feelings and what's going on. I don't know if you watched the show, The Chi, but I love the camaraderie that they demonstrate on The Chi when they get together, especially when the men get together, the women get together, and they're honest about what's going on, about their mental health, the situations they're facing, the challenges they're facing. So I think we got to do more of that and come together and just build as people, build as community.
I love that, and I like that analogy. Now, I watch The Chi because it's The Chi, right? And I support it. I know a few of the actors, so I watch it, but that's one of the things that popped out to me recently. How they do the women get together and then the men will go out. And I'm like, we need more of this and we need real talk because we lie to each other and to ourselves, right? We think we okay and the house is on fire. You're like, how you doing? I'm good. No, your house burning down. Do you need some water? But because we're not being honest, nobody can help us, right?
And when you think about your physical health, right, you can feel like you're in great shape, but you want to continue to build that physical health, especially as you age physically. Well, you will age mentally too. So there's nothing wrong with getting therapy continuously. You want to protect your mind. You want to exercise your mind to be able to combat some of the conditions that are associated with aging.
My former pastor used to say you got to exercise physically, mentally, and spiritually. And if your physical man shouldn't be stronger than your spiritual man.
May I say something too, Marcel, to that? So Commissioner Stamps or Ms. Gordon may not understand what the red, white, and blue barber pole stand for. You guys know what the red, white, and blue barber pole stand for?
I thought it was America.
So the red stand for blood, the blue stand for veins, the white stand for bandages, and the ball on the bottom is called a basin. We used to be doctors and dentists back in the day. People don't know that. We also, I just found out we used to do embalming as well, right? But it was later on in the 1800s when they separated the profession. So they made a doctor a doctor, a dentist, and our professional names a tonsorial artist. So often people disrespect or they minimize who we are. We are over $600 billion industry. But one of the issues is our postures inside the barbershops, which you have to work on as well. Pulling your pants up, making sure that the music is decent for the atmosphere, making sure that there are not three guys standing out front with a hoodie to make people afraid to come in, making sure back when we was little, you could send us in the barbershop and say, hey, tell your barber I'll be right back. And there's not going to be any profanity in certain things, right? So we have to teach those things as well, which I teach in all of my barber schools. And there's uniformity. There's a certain posture that you must have because you're not going to degrade our industry when we cut everybody from the president. I don't want to say president. The mayor's head. Okay. I don't even want to say that, man.
Definitely say the mayor.
Thank you for cutting it down, Tom. Well, you know what, barber etiquette, that's true. And so.
And I love that holistic approach to community building. I think that's really effective.
So we got Brother Jim in the building. Jim, tell us why you think this initiative is so important.
Man, why I think it's so important. Well, I've been in the trenches of Shop Talk. So I've seen it from what it really is, minus everything else. I've seen it, and it's important because it gives these children, these youth, not just an outlet. It gives them, it makes them feel good about themselves when they come in there, and a lot of these children show up for haircuts. You see what I'm saying? And that's not an issue.
Right.
That's what we got to provide. But we make it our business that they don't just leave with a haircut.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
you leave them with more than a fresh line now.
Come on, you're gonna get poured into spiritually, emotionally. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them physically, a lot of them lack that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So while they're getting their haircuts, while they're eating, we breaking bread with them. We also providing this mentorship. We also creating this layer where we all on one plane. Like at the end of the day, you may look at a grown man, but when we're in there, it's not just about me being a grown man, you being a youth. It's like, man, let's talk.
And I love that because I don't know about you, but when I get my haircut on Thursdays, I feel a lot better with a fresh line.
Oh yeah.
100%.
And
I mean, Shop Talk speaks to the self-esteem of young men and women. It speaks to the emotional, mental of young men and women. So the whole Shop Talk experience for me is beyond just the haircut. When young people come in, it's not even what we deal with first.
Yeah.
They eat first. Like I spend a lot of money on
Let's
food.
feed them, right?
You know, a lot of our young people are food insecure. We don't talk about that,
Yeah,
right?
that's
I'm
true.
going to be doing something for the collegiates a little later on because of all of our collegiates are food insecure. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about
So, and then our young people are raised to have a certain, you know, they have their machismo. They don't want to tell you they're hungry. They don't want to tell you when they go home ain't nothing in their refrigerator. You know, a couple of months ago, we had some young men that came all the way. They heard about Shop Talk, came from the South Side, and Herb,
South Side,
right? They came all the way from the South Side. Herb cut every participant's hair by himself in the shop.
Wow.
Shop Talk is only supposed to last 2 hours, maybe 2.5. He was in there till 9 o'clock that night.
10 to be exact.
To 10 from and he had just buried his mom the day before.
Wow.
But he so believed in the work that we were doing, and those young people were so vulnerable and so honest about what was happening in their lives at that time. It was just transformative. And so to Brother Larry's point, like what comes next? What comes next is actual mental health supports.
Yes.
For me, it's about the mental health. We need Jesus and a therapist.
You better talk about it.
We need consistent care. Your mental health should be in a time of crisis. It should be something that we're working on all the time. And so it's to create an environment where that is acceptable to say it's okay to talk about it. The second part is I like for the young people to not leave with just the Shop Talk mental health focus, but a life skill. So I've had men from Kappa Alpha Psi come in and teach them how to tie ties. And
sound like you were speaking in tongue for a second.
No, I wasn't speaking in tongue. Stop playing. Like too much. They came in. There you go. They came in and showed the young men how to tie your tie. You know, just basic etiquette things, real quick. The next month we had how to fill out job applications. All of the young people that participated in the Shop Talk experience signed up for One Summer Chicago. People called me and was like, yeah, we're going to pull their names so we can match our young people up with a job. A lot of our young people need sustainable income. And so from those experiences, they leave with mentorship, mental health supports, life skills, and that happens at each and every Shop Talk.
Sounds like the place to be. And they asking, when is the next Shop Talk? Where, when, and how
Sunday at Larry's Barber College. Which location?
10456 South Hosted Street, where I'm building my new school.
Oh, Lord, out south. Oh, Lord, out south. What's that address again?
10456 South Hosted Street.
And
Chicago,
what time?
Illinois.
You said, okay, church and out.
4 to 7.
4 to 7.
Yes.
Now, this Shop Talk is going to be so significantly different because in collaboration with the Footwork Appreciation Month, we have members of the footwork community that's going to be joining us at Shop Talk. The Shop Talk is going to kind of take on we're going to pivot because the energy was so high yesterday. So what we have is going to be a lot of mental health kind of gains and incentives. And so we're changing it a little bit so that once we address the Shop Talk and the mental health piece, we're going to have a little dance battle, a little cipher.
All right.
So
Larry, I can't wait to see you footwork.
No, I'm too cool.
Well, listen.
step.
But can I say one quick thing to what she said? So even with the you know, like I don't mind the back to school haircuts, but I kind of have a slight problem with it because that's only one time a year, right? And I get thousands of calls every year about, I need some barbers. I do free haircuts every fourth Tuesday of the month, right? Oh, wow. At all of my barber schools. And I also make it where the schools can bring school bus of students, whether it's male or female, and they can come get their haircut free whenever they choose to, right? So we can pour into them and all of that kind of stuff, right? So I don't just wait until, you know, one time a year, more so than, because like you said, a lot of my principal friends say they come in there hungry. They come in there needing, you know, clothing. She said, let them eat as much as they want to eat, all that, right? So thank you for everything.
Yeah, let's give it up.
Commissioner Tara Stamps, you know, when I served with her on the board, I saw the passion, right? I saw the passion, and now she's my soror because I'm a new member. But the passion she demonstrates for her community and the work that she does, I just want to give her flowers now.
Yes.
Because my sister go hard.
She go hard.
She go hard, and I'm so proud of her, and I can't wait to see what's coming in next for you because you put in the work and you put in the work consistently.
She is the epitome of go hard or go home. Listen,
that's all.
I want to thank you all. We're gonna have you back. You know, the door's always open for you, Commissioner Stamps, Clerk Gordon. You know, I'm glad to see you here today. Larry, we'll work on that.
Southside.
You know
what, Sarah, though, would it be so dope if on Sunday, if you can have some folks come out to register young people to vote.
Listen, we're going to do it. There you go. Listen, let's give it up for Jim, Larry, Clerk Gordon, Commissioner Stamps, Reverend. We out of time. But we're never out of content. We encourage you to keep love alive. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. And love God and your family. You rock with the Brunch right here on Inspiration 1390. Larry said, I'm going to get every second.
Every second.
Thank you. All right, listen. Good to see you. I'm like, this is a powerhouse. Commissioner Stamps. Oh, we love y'all. Have a good weekend. We'll see you later. You know, we got to get these kids out.